I know that these kids have a chance, and these kids are our future, and the more that they take in and put out and give back, the better off we'll all be as a whole.
Are we literally walking?
9-year-old Gabriel Bay will tell you just how special Oakland Freedom School is.
We're promoting peace tomorrow.
Right here in this little spot in West Oakland. 5 years now he's been coming here every summer. Wouldn't think of missing a day. Not Gabriel. Not any of the other scholars here. That's right, at Oakland Freedom School, you're called a scholar.
Everybody needs to learn, and especially in this type of way, because this is a special way to be, taught.
Yeah, I got a recognition. Recognize. I hope we're gonna have a fun day.
Yeah. I told him it's the funnest place you will ever be.
How come?
Because teachers supporting you, prizes for free.
When Dr. King finally arrived,
Work on discipline mostly, and trying to make their students the best they can be. So that's usually what I have been taught.
Macheo Payne is the director of Oakland Freedom School and a training director at Lincoln Child Center. Lincoln Child Center partnered up with Leadership Excellence last year to help run this key 5-week program. Now at 2 different Oakland sites with over 120 students, ages 5 to 14.
Gabriel speaks as a leader. He speaks as if he knows who he is and he knows what his power and potential is, even as a small child. And so we talk about our children as leaders today, not just sometime in the future, but leaders today.
They talk about their community. They uplift the children as African Americans and also, just people of color. They talk about all cultures, but they also really bring the children images, positive images of who they are in their books, in their lessons, in their Harambe circle.
We got it. We got it.
They bring some of the culture back. Respect. They respect the children. As you can see, they call them scholars.
When they go to school, it's kind of cold and distant, but here everything is love and harmony, and they're taking that and they're bringing that home all over again.
Has anybody ever had a situation like that before?
That's the goal, a program devoted to learning and cultural enrichment that focuses on literacy. And Sonny Collins should know. She's brought all her children here in the summers for the last 16 years. And Gabriel, she says, has grown tremendously from all the one-on-one attention he's getting.
It's a small ratio. Freedom Schools has 1 adult for 10 children, and so we also have interns that support the teacher. And so you have a very intimate school setting.
They have to talk about some of the harder things, like the Trayvon Martin case. They have to talk about this. This is in their community. They see it. It affects them. They find positive spins on it so that they can see themselves in it and know that they're protected and they're okay.
Oh, yeah.
This dad says his daughter Leilani first thought Oakland Freedom School was going to be too childish. But as a single dad raising his daughter, he desperately needed a special place this summer to keep her busy and off the streets. Right after her first 2 days here, what was 12-year-old Leilani saying?
She was like, Dad, I need to be at school. And I'm like, I thought you didn't want to be there. She thought, no, I love it. She loves the program.
I got recognition. Recognize. I want to recognize. I forgot.
The little scholars that are up under her, they love her. And she showed them how to draw. She showed them how to do poetry.
Rufus stood there looking worried.
Freedom Schools serves children who are dealing with difficult situations in school, maybe in their community violence, and Freedom Schools gives them a safe place where they get to experience themselves and people like them in a positive environment, in a supportive environment.
If I didn't have Freedom School for the summer, I would probably be pulling the skin off my head right now. They make it exciting.
We have many Freedom School scholars that not only go to universities like Stanford and Morehouse, but come back to the community and get involved in community.
Take our books, keep a mark of page 58. I'm going to come around now and get the book.
Freedom Schools is a program that supports a community that is lacking. And either you pay us now or you're going to pay later. And so society has to make an investment up front. Otherwise, there's going to be a cost on down the road, and that cost is going to impact all of us.
My dream for my daughter is to be productive, to be successful in life, and to be a person to help others, and teach them different things that she's learning. That's my biggest dream for her, which I believe is happening right now.
130 years for Lincoln Child Center. What does it mean?
Longevity, commitment, and passion.
It means that I work for an organization that has been providing great care and great support to families for 130 years, which is a great thing. It proves that Lincoln is doing the right thing and will continue to do so, hopefully.
We started off as an orphanage, and here we are. We are servicing children and families and communities in Alameda and Contra Costa County. That is tremendous and exciting work. Just really, it makes my heart swell, and as a social worker, I love it.
When we open it, there are 2 wires only.
CEO Youth, they help you create business and things like that. Hopefully one day I have my own car shop or something.
Wow, it's been a long road to get to this place right here, right now for Billy Lee. He's only 17. His whole world before this?
Stealing, robbing, shooting, anything.
It wasn't good. He first got into trouble at 14, possession of a firearm. Why did he have it? He thought it would help him.
Things that you want, like you want money.
Once out on probation, he'd skip class.
Like, I'll go to class and I'll ask for like a bathroom pass and never come back. A year later, I end up getting caught up again, and then I end up doing a year.
Doing time was not fun.
It's just some place you don't want to be because you can't go nowhere, you got no freedom.
So are you comfortable talking about what's...
That was until this man, Tony Thurmond, and a program he runs for Lincoln called CEO Youth, came personally to Billy while he was locked away. Tony knew exactly what Billy needed because Tony had been there himself.
And if it weren't for people who invested in me in the same way we're investing in youth, I wouldn't be able to be a part of this interview or be a part of this work. We work with kids who've been arrested. We work with kids who've been in foster care. We work with kids who people have said they'll never amount to CEOs of anything.
The goal? To help Billy get going in a whole different direction.
So when I was in there, Tony Thurmond, CEO Youth, I think he the founder. Yeah, founder. He brought CEO Youth to me.
You know, CEO Youth is a program that gives a young person a chance, and in some cases a second chance. And our belief is that any young person can be successful with the right supports, even youth who may have made bad choices in the past.
Billy was so touched. He says he never had anyone do something like that for him before.
Changed my whole mindset.
This year we're serving 20 youth, and it's a paid job training program that has a theme of entrepreneurship. Like Billy, a great young man, who's overcome many things in his life, and he's been with our program for, a good amount of time.
Sometimes that metal is a little sharp.
CEO Youth, in its third year as a successful program, now has Billy working with an electrician who's actually taking the time to teach him this trade.
It helped me, I think it helped me change my whole attitude. I used to, I didn't care about nothing really, so. But now, I'm thinking about college and things like that.
Billy's even working 3 to 4 times a week setting up offices, while bonding with a CEO Youth graduate, Latrell White. Latrell can be a great mentor. He's been through the bad, on probation himself for possession. He panicked, sending police on a high-speed chase. That was then. Now, Latrell's in college, putting his whole life plan together. He says CEO Youth is helping to channel all his energy on a great path.
Just the support that Lincoln gave, just the confirmation that I can do better things. I just started working on my business plan, and next week I'll be going to a business plan class all week. So I know it's kind of early, I'm only 18, but I'm trying to start my business as an entrepreneur.
Our kids are worth it, and CEO Youth is a program that gives everyone what we all deserve, a second chance.
It's all pretty dreamy to Billy. He smiles a lot now. People caring, working towards something big for himself. planning for his future.
They can help you a lot if you really put your heart into it. You just gotta, stay with it. And then I'm finna go to LA, go to college, That's where I'm planning to go. That's my dream.
I think it just shows Lincoln's ability to change with the times, with the community's needs, and with the children's needs.
130 years. Now that's a long time.
Survival, strength, the ability to adapt to any situation. Regardless if it's internal or external. Passion to serve the community and its kids.
Sustainability and community.
Serving our community and their families.
It's changed so much over the years, from orphanage to foster care to group home care to community-based services in schools, in communities. That we've really paid attention to what the needs are, and we've been responsive to that, is I think really key.
I was financially drowning.
When Susan Best learned her youngest grandson Alex needed medication for his severe medical condition, and it would cost more than her car payment, she thought that was going to be the end of her.
I was just about tapped out. Prescriptions alone were costing me $900 a month.
For 11 years, this grandmother had been raising her grandchildren when her daughter just could not, doing it all on her own.
Sometimes was overwhelming, but you do what you have to do in life, basically. So you just keep moving on and going to work and taking care of the kids. It was very isolating, particularly since I was working 40 hours a week when I started and had 3 grandchildren. One was an infant.
A parent at Alex's school told her she should contact Lincoln Child Center's Kinship Support Services, that she really wasn't alone.
I really didn't know until I found Kinship how many people were in my situation and how much support there was out there.
Lincoln's Kinship specifically helps families like hers, caregivers that are not the parents. They help figure out how they can manage, how they can sleep at night, something Susan needed badly.
The stress level went down tremendously, just knowing that there was somebody else there and who understood. And there were times when my grandkids didn't understand why Mom wasn't there or anything like that, and when they came, they saw they weren't alone.
Susan quickly learned a lot just by coming into the Kinship office.
For caregivers, we do a number of things. We help them get the resources that they need, that they may not even know that they qualify for.
One is walk away.
Raising a child is expensive, and so we help them identify what resources are available. We make sure that the children have medical coverage. We help them with legal issues if they're not sure what role they're going to play permanently in this child's life. And we give them a support system that is only, people who are in this can only really talk to other people who had the same experience, because it's so very different.
Alex's meds could be covered under Susan's insurance. She could even drop him here for a safe place to play when she needed a short break or even just to go to the doctor.
They're entitled to this because of that they live with you, and I didn't know.
For Carolyn Simpson, it was a different kind of need. It was a nightmare phone call that no one ever wants to get.
Hi.
That actually led her to Lincoln Child Center's Kinship Support Services. Her brother's 2 kids were abandoned by their mom in a hotel room.
I found out that they were left alone at the hotel. So I went directly to the hotel and I got the kids. I didn't want them out there in the system. They're wonderful children. I'd say that they're wonderful, wonderful kids. But at the time when I got there, my daughter was an adult. So it was like me starting all over again. I'm a senior, and I have been going through issues in my life with illness, and now I was taking on kids. Oh yeah, I did. I felt like screaming, but at the same time, I knew I had to do this for the kids.
You guys ready? Yeah. Okay, be careful.
Carolyn tells us she found Lincoln Child Center's kinship online.
I was feeling kind of desperate, and I needed to know what other things were out there for the kids.
What we see with Caroline is that she's grown a lot, and I think what I hear from her is that having the support of other caregivers really helps her continue the fight.
And through kinship, I was able to find out that I was able to get guardianship of the kids. I didn't know that. It's been a godsend.
There isn't a real exact definition of family, okay? It's whatever you make of it with your own situation. And it's been a wonderful help for us.
When you meet the kids from CEO Youth, when you talk to the parents from kinship, the grandparents from kinship, when you see how the impact that the Freedom School program is having on the children that are there, that's why we do it.